After Atlanta, we thought, okay, we want to turn our bronze into gold. We need to up the ante. We need to build something more here. And we decided to start to cover every base. We had a volleyball coach in Atlanta, but by the time we started preparing for Sydney, we figured we needed more. We ended up taking on a fitness coach. That's the guy on the end in the green. Now, he's a bit overweight, and it's kind of like we're talking about believe in your team and the people around you. When he turned up and Nat said, here, Kerry, here's our new fitness coach, I went, like, you're a big guy and you don't look very fit to me. And he had these big feet and he walked like Daffy Duck, sort of like this. And we stir him about that, so he won't mind, but we'd be in the pool doing like pool sprints in the deep water going, oh, like this, and we'd be exhausted. And then Phil would be on the side going, okay, 10 minutes break. And he's going like this. And one day, Natalie just let out a whack, 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 whack. And I reckon I nearly drowned laughing. It was so funny. But he's an amazing man. And after having 4 knee surgeries by the time we got to Sydney, so I'd upped it and had 1 more on the other knee, because once one knee goes, it just takes turns which one's next. He kept me going at 35 after almost, I think it was, at that point it was 16 years of playing volleyball, jumping 100 times a day or something, you know, many days a year. He kept me going. So we actually weren't physically as fit in Sydney as we were in Atlanta. We were actually a bit less physically fit, but we were so much better up here. And then we figured we had a volleyball coach. We needed the fitness coach. What was left? What was left to make that? Yeah. So we thought, okay, sports psychologists. And we tried a couple with the Institute of Sport where we lived. And we just thought, you know, these guys, they haven't been through it. You know, it feels like they were teaching us, and I'm sorry for any psychologists if there are any in the audience, but it felt like they were teaching us out of a book and it didn't quite work. We met the guy in the middle, Mr. Harry Highpants. Kirik Ashley is his name. Does anyone know who Kirik is? Yeah, quite a few people. He's actually a world record fire walker. He walks on broken glass. And Natalie was at a seminar like this, sitting in the front, and he was talking and telling about how great everything is and how great you can be and all that sort of stuff. And he said during his seminar, no one remembers who comes second or third. You know, basically go for number 1. And Natalie's still got a bronze medal in her pocket. And she goes up to him at the end of the seminar. She said, hi, Mr. Ashley. My name's Natalie Cook. I won a bronze medal. I came 3rd. You probably won't remember me. But I came 3rd at the Olympics, and I want to turn that bronze into gold. Will you help me? And he actually said yes, which was pretty incredible. And we learnt pretty early on that if you don't ask, you're never going to know. So don't be afraid to ask for people's help. When I started seeing on the internet and reading a lot about Dale Beaumont and how awesome he is, I actually thought, you know what? For a long time I put it off. I thought, I'll contact him, I'll email him, I'll send him a letter or whatever. I just picked up the phone. I said, hi, is Dale Beaumont there, please? And I asked if he'd just meet me for a coffee and share some of his knowledge. And we all know how awesome he is. And he met me for a coffee for 2 hours. And he shared a lot of his knowledge and helped me get started with my book. So, you know, if you don't ask, you'll never know. People say no. Who cares? Go to the next person. If he'd said no, I would have gone to someone really hopeless and maybe my book would still never be out. So thank God he said yes. So we took on Kirik. He said, okay, Nat, let's go. You want to have a coffee right now? So he just pushed us straight away. Let's go. And she said, oh, no, I'll take your number and I'll call you later. He's like, no. He said, if you make a decision to change something or add something or improve your life, if you make decisions this weekend, you've got to act on it absolutely straight away. Because if you let it go a week, 2 weeks, a month, it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. If you make a decision, you've got to act on it. So he took her for a coffee straight away and they started talking about how they could work as a team. And it was during the time Nat and I split up for a year after Atlanta and then came back together. And when we came back together, Kirik was already on board. And I just went, uh-oh, that means I'm going to have to do all the fire walking and the glass walking that I've been hearing Natalie do. But I've been seeing the transformation that Natalie's gone through over the past 12 months, being involved with Phil on the end, the fitness coach, and the success coach, Kirik Ashley, and she still had our volleyball coach. I was now being coached by somebody else with another girl. And it was only because they all lived in Brizzy and I lived in Sydney, so I lucked out. But anyway, that year was so valuable because Natalie met these people and I thought, oh, I'm going to do the firewalk. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not into all this hoodoo guru sort of blah blah stuff. I'll just do it and get through it just to be part of the team, right? So we did this firewalk, double lane of cockholes, Channel 7 current affair. The reporter would not do it and I'm like, geez, if the reporter doesn't do it, how am I going to get through it? Anyway, he got us all geared up and we did a preparation for it. Then we did it for TV and we're like, bang, 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 bang. And we walked across these coals and I'll tell you, I've never, ever felt as incredible as I felt when I got to the other side. Never. Who's done a firewalk? Keep your hand up if you loved it. Yeah, oh, sort of, okay. I did it a couple of times after that and didn't like it as much. I think it was the first time because you're so petrified of doing this. You're so afraid that you're going to burn yourself and looking, and it happens in life. You're so afraid of taking that next step that when you actually do it and you achieve it and you look back and go, gosh, that was easy, it just feels so awesome. And sometimes when I do presentations, and unfortunately I couldn't do it today because I couldn't bring it over, but bag of broken glass and we walk across the broken glass together. So that's pretty cool too. So we did that with Keurig, walking across broken glass and hot coals and blindfolded rock climbing, and we did all these crazy things that were off the volleyball court to help develop the fact that we can achieve so much more and help build our belief.